And then I got violently ill, so it all worked out anyway. Still pretty ill, honestly. My guess is food poisoning.
Was it the ribs?
No, actually, it happened before the ribs. So, yeah. Made me super fucking glad that yesterday I had 2 on-sites and they were both done by 12 o'clock, and the second on-site was literally my apartment complex.
That's
so
amusing.
Yeah. So that was nice. But yeah, so that's where I started getting ill, because I ate something either that morning or that afternoon before the ribs, and that's where I started getting ill, and then I got really ill, and now 24 hours later, I'm kind of better. Still got a fucking massive headache and been drinking water all day.
So the bad ribs didn't kill you.
They were very good ribs. Very good ribs.
I'm sorry, I should rephrase that. The tainted ribs did not kill you.
The ribs weren't tainted either.
Huh.
Yeah, shockingly, because I didn't eat them before I started getting ill.
Ah, I see.
Yes, so I can rule out the ribs being the cause. This is what my ribs looked like, by the way.
Tasty.
It was. I tried out a new barbecue sauce for it, and it was a very good barbecue sauce. I made it myself. Very
My
proud of
only
it.
concern is that pan looks like a bitch and a half to clean.
Oh, it is. It is.
That's what I said.
I more or less gave up. I mean, look, dude, it's like a 5-year-old pan. Okay. I more or
Have
less.
you tried?
Hmm?
Have you tried just leaving it in the oven on clean when the oven's on clean?
Oh yeah. Oh no, it can get pretty clean. It can get pretty clean. It's just some of that stuff is just so like caked in. But no, it gets pretty clean once I actually scrub it down. But we're not here for that. We're here for fanfiction tonight, gentlemen. And signed server is still offline for me. What's up with that, sign?
The camp group one?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
CIA
it
finally get to.
There's some issues with a lot of different servers.
Yeah, it affects some people. It affects some people only. Others are not. I'm on signed server. I got some friends saying we can't access our server. I'm like, I'm gonna hop on.
Close and reopen Discord. It should work again, because that's what I did. It did that for me too.
Cool. I'll do that later. All right, so let's get into the fan fiction. So I feel like, in honor of Rooster Teeth.
Oh no.
We have the choice of red versus blue or ruby.
RVB's probably less bad.
Why don't we just go for the most cursed option and look for the crossovers of RVB and Ruby?
Oh, that is pretty fucking cursed, let me tell you. So let's do it.
Oh yeah, let's
that
just
section
go in
is
there.
so fucking cursed.
It's just Tucker saying "bow chicka bow wow" every single time Yang and.
Oh my god, it is the worst shit imaginable.
I assume it would just start with Tucker and Yang having the most casual, non-committal, but actually very committed sex.
No. See, you're forgetting the group we're working with here.
No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. That's how it should actually be, because both of them are incorrigible, but both of them are also massive virgins.
Yes, that's fair.
Which would mean they'd go at it twice as hard.
But that's not no. That's what I'm saying. So, like both of them are incorrigible flirts, but both of them have never actually touched someone of the opposite gender before, and had any kind of meaningful relationship. Therefore, their very first one upon meeting each other would be, "You complete me," in a very
Yeah.
unhealthy way, but you complete me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know. I feel like it would end up turning into one of those really stupid things where they're trying to out bullshit each other in bed.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be hilarious. Now, this is one that I learned while I was in boot camp. Proceeds to do some random shit. This is one I learned in the club. It does some even wilder shit. 3 hours later, Ruby comes through with a black light. How did you get it on the top of the ceiling fan?
Actually, that's the easiest one.
And that's where we learned Warhammer.
I
somewhere
said
in there
the
because
top of the
power
ceiling
Suthner.
fan.
I know what you said.
Did he stutter?
Yeah, did I fucking stutter? Hey man, look, if my buddy's window on his car can get broken into, someone smashed it in, right? Someone took a bat, smashed it in, right?
Alright.
There was
Anything
glass
stolen?
on the other. Well, yeah, someone stole his broken iPhone.
So nothing of value was stolen.
Yeah, except he had to replace a fucking window now.
Well, then that's.
We were looking at the glass, the like where the glass went, and we found glass on the other side of his car. And then we found glass 20 feet away on the other side of his car down the parking lot. And we're just like, this is the opposite direction a bat would have. How?
Is this a moment of how
Ill?
the fuck did you fuck up this bad, or is this just?
It was just more like the how did the glass even get here? Because like you have your window, you smash in the window, the glass falls on the seat, the glass falls on the passenger seat, the glass falls at your feet, right? That's all logical places for glass to fall, right?
Yes.
Somehow some of
Yeah.
the glass traveled over his car to the other side,
Skill.
and then some glass traveled down the parking lot, and we're just like, what did you think of a fucking crowbar and like autistically screeches? He's like ripping the glass out.
That's possible.
Very possible. It's
So
also
anyway, you all thought it would be about sex, but it ain't about sex. It's about Red versus Blue fans and Ruby fans who have no concept of humor trying to mash Red versus Blue into Ruby. And then coming up with the lamest fucking names in existence for them as well. Like this story we have here. Red versus Blue Remnant. Church is a hybrid of Remnant and Earth.
I'm
What?
sorry?
Excuse you?
Is called upon by Ozpin, the headmaster of Beacon Academy, to come to Beacon and assist in training the students while also protecting his cousin, Ruby Rose, from a
Simmons, I
group
want you to explain how the fuck that works mechanically.
that seeks to use her silver eyes.
Church was based on a real person, you know.
Yeah. How does this even fucking work? What the hell? The road of the multiverse is vast and ever expanding.
That doesn't explain anything.
No, it does not.
Matter of fact, that actually explained less.
Wow. So,
It's fanfiction. Anything could happen.
do you want to
Shut the fuck
guess?
up.
Do you want to guess how the red versus blue section of this story starts?
Cocaine?
Do you ever wonder why we're here?
God fucking damn it.
Oh,
God
fuck
damn it.
yourself.
I'm glad that we all had the same thought.
Go fuck yourself, author. You don't get to drop that.
Again, this is exactly what I'm talking about. People who don't know what fucking comedy is, just being like, "Oh, that was a good joke. I put it in my story."
I said the line.
Speaking of saying the line, so Nose here will know what I'm talking about when I say this. So recently I had the inspiration to have a conversation occur between Taylor in Undying Scarab and some other characters. And at one point, the current form of the conversation is, I wish I could actually fucking look at Sign Server to say it. But anyway, basically it's like, Taylor's like, honestly, you can ask me anything, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna, like, kill you for asking the wrong question. And they're like, are you sure about that? And she's like, yeah, look, I'm an open book. Admittedly, most of the pages are gone and the rest is written in a language you can't understand, but I'm an open book. Like I said, took that from Raoul.
I mean,
Oh, Raul.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that fits.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not like it's not inserted well. I guess I don't know.
I don't.
I didn't get it until I actually thought about it. Move on.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume this is one of those nosisms. So anyway, the author also doesn't believe in punctuation. And they also believe
that's just a constant. I don't even know why you're bringing that up.
Yeah, they also believe in too much punctuation. They also believe in all of the parts that have punctuation are blatantly stolen.
I'm sorry?
All the parts of the story that have punctuation is blatantly stolen from the scripts they're copy pasting from.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Oh god. Yep, so more stealing. And so we're just gonna randomly get into this giant lore dump about why this isn't red versus blue. And why this is red versus blue plus remnant, and why the UNSC is a thing and they're in space. And this is taking place after Halo 4.
Why after Halo 4?
Huh?
Halo 4 is the worst one.
I don't know. I mean, they're just talking about plot points from Halo 4. And so, anyway, he's now trying to talk about his mom and aunt, which is original dialogue, which is why it's poorly grammatized. Oh, of course! You have video mail from a man named Oz the Great and Powerful. Is he referring to the professor of the school you went to?
I want to point out, if you're going to make your unless you're a very, very clever author, naming your all-powerful being Oz the Great and Powerful is not as clever as you think.
Honestly, naming him Oz the Great and Powerful and then having him not be powerful is explicitly what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But,
he's my cool original character that's not actually Ozpin.
Alright, so moving past Nose completely missing the point for a second time.
Fuck you.
Then maybe you should catch the point more often.
The point is, authors are retarded.
Yes, you're also retarded because we're not talking about Ozpin.
Said Oz the Great Powerful. Fine.
Nose.
Alright, what I was saying. Alright, so, I don't know how the fuck you're really gonna square this circle of Remnant existing at the same time as the UNSC. I feel like pretty much another plot on Remnant would happen. if the UNSC existed.
Yeah, no, not even remotely. Grim? Oh, well, we got these big fucking space guns. Let's just, point them at the planet and start pew-pewing.
Or alternately, if they couldn't get rid of the Grim, it would be a great place to lure some Covenant.
Or, just evacuate everyone off the planet.
Yeah, all that. Not like there's that many people to evac these days anyway.
Yeah, supposedly, despite them needing what was it, Max? A 32-lane highway?
That sounds like hell.
That sounds like California.
I
don't remember how many lanes.
would
I
you
just
repeat
remember that they definitely destroyed what are absolutely load-bearing pillars.
Yeah, so
Oh,
anyway, it was an obnoxiously massive super giga highway that would make Hitler blush. And apparently there's only like thousands of people, even though they lose villages worth of people every month and it's considered a statistic. So I'm not really sure how the population squares out in Remnant.
Lots of sex.
Yeah, but you need years for the people to grow.
Yeah.
But anyway, point being, this author's trying to make Church, who we all know in the year 2023 is actually an AI at this point.
Let's be clear. Not an AI. Like 1/32 of an AI.
Well, no, then he.
No, actually, he is the AI.
Oh, that's right. No, he did get his power back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did become the true alpha or whatever the fuck it was.
Memory
Yes.
was the key.
Yes.
Man, back when that writing was actually solid.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, honestly, I might actually watch whatever the newest season is going to be because Bernie's back behind the writing desk this time.
I
I'm
also
surprised he's back at all.
But I'm shocked he's back actually, considering he left the country.
Yeah.
when he
I
left
guess
the
he was like,
company.
you know what? I'm done going
I mean,
abroad.
to be fair, he was getting away from a very messy divorce, apparently.
Not surprised. Anyway.
By the messiness of the divorce or the fact that he got divorced?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, I walked into that one.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm also interested in it, honestly, because they are positioning it as a simulation. So, again, I'm not sure that's a great way to finish out your series, is, hey, guys...
It was all a dream.
Yeah. And then telling us it is
not.
explicitly going to be a dream?
Yeah, it's probably.
I mean, that's one way to
not a
excuse
good
the poor
way.
writing.
Yeah.
Fucking, can we get Ruby to do that too?
Guys, the last 7 seasons were just a hallucination, except
were
for
a
season
fever dream.
7, which had some great fight scenes. And look, I want to be clear. North Dakota versus South Dakota is one of the dumbest fights in existence, but North dual wields sniper rifles and it's cool as shit.
I also really did like the Tex versus Red fight.
Oh yeah, that was great.
It's like it was like
Red Team.
Yeah, it was one of the moments where you're like, oh yeah, actually the entirety of Red Team is like actually fucking hyper competent. They're just dipshits.
Yeah. They're
I still wish we got that anime eventually.
To fucking, what's the word? They don't know how to focus.
Yeah. Effectively.
Their talents.
It's just one of those things. Like, honestly, there was some really great stuff in there. Like, there are some really great things in there. Like, all the fights with the meta.
Yeah.
Like, all of them. All the fights with the meta are fantastic. Multiple scenes in, what was it, season 7 where we get the freelancers, or was it 8?
Yeah.
It was 8.
Yeah, no, it was both season 7 and 8, right? Multiple fight scenes from season 7 and 8 are fantastic. Now I'd like to see them reanimated with a proper budget, But
Well, so
they're
that's the
great.
interesting thing, and that's why I'm interested in the latest season of Red vs. Blue, because it is going to be in UE5.
So
Oh,
you'll
it's-
watch it for the same reason that we're going to be able to get you to watch a Gundam.
Exactly. I want to see people adopt it, and it's the worst shit ever, because it's like, here are these two things that probably no one's gonna fucking watch. Gundam because of the setting, not because Gundam, but because of what it's following, and I
Yeah.
see a lot of jokes about the, what'd you call it? Fucking something propaganda?
Xeon propaganda.
Yeah, Xeon propaganda.
Yeah, the fandom's getting a little tired of Bandai continuing to put the neo-Nazi space regime on a pedestal like they've been doing.
And we want to be clear. This isn't like we got to be really clear here. This is not like modern left wing. They're Nazis. This is actual
Death
Nazi.
Camp, yeah.
Actual
They
Nazi.
goose step and speak German.
One of the people who was like, I'm going to basically commit a coup against my father to take over Xeon, considers himself a follower of Hitler in canon. That is a conversation that occurs
In
in
canon.
the original Gundam.
Okay.
Like there's real actual Nazis by anyone's definition of Nazi.
I need to get a bigger weapon.
Woo.
And they're like, and that's what keeps getting brought back. That's why everybody loves lines with Char, where he's like, you can't betray something you were never loyal to. Because, like, yes, Char just shot a Nazi in the spine. Cool.
Wow. That actually worked perfect.
Fair enough.
Thanks. Great. How the heck did I do that? Hey, Simmons, what the hell is going on in there? Gotta help us. Do you know how to use that thing?
Gundam's got some crazy shit. I'm really annoyed it's not something a bit more original than more one-year war garbage.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying though, is like, so because it's like, I get they don't want to probably commit a actually popular series or spin-off to UE5 with how untested it is.
Well, apparently they're also like making constant changes monthly to weekly where this thing that worked in UE5 last week doesn't work now because they fucked around with it in a way that doesn't make sense. I've gotten to see a bunch of rants
Engine
from them having.
development is very interesting.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
I've been watching someone who's been teaching themselves Unreal Engine 5 trying to tutor someone else for money, and he's just had a rant every 2 weeks at this point about why the fuck did they get rid of this useful function in Unreal Engine 5. It's yeah, I expect animations probably a bit smoother, but general game making apparently is a fucking nightmare right now, which is why we're not seeing quite as much stuff in there either. Like we thought we would.
Understandable.
But still, what I'm saying though is, like, I can understand not wanting to be like, oh, this is gonna be the next, fucking Witch of Mars, whatever. That's what it's called, right?
Witch from
Mercury.
Witch of Mercury.
Witch
Yeah,
of
thank you.
Light sounds like a Warhammer module.
Yeah, it does kind of actually. So Witch of Mercury. So I understand them
I
not
promise
wanting.
you, people have already made that fan art.
I'm sure. I'm honestly, I understand why they don't want to do another Witch of Mercury, box office hit effectively in UE5 with as unproven as it is, even though the paint on the car is very shiny, no one's test driven it yet. For animation specifically.
Yeah.
So I can understand not wanting to devote your next big one to
We don't want
UE5.
we don't want to commit time and money to this thing that may not pay off because we still don't know what we're doing in it.
Right. And so it's unfortunate on that end, and then from the red versus blue end, it's just like Rooster Teeth fucks up everything they touch.
As of
Unfortunately.
late, yeah.
And so now the two people doing animating is one show no one wants to watch because of fandom stuff, and the other one for completely different fandom stuff no one wants to watch. And so now the two animations that are going to be done in UE5 that have the potential to change the industry, to make some, and I'm saying this in the most positive way possible. I want to get this fucking garbage ass CGI out of my fucking shows.
Yes.
If we can get people to adopt UE5, I would be infinitely happier for it.
Here's the thing. I want Gundam to succeed with UE5 just because currently Gundam relies very heavily on hand-drawn animation, which is not a problem and looks amazing.
Obviously.
But hand-drawn animation is really, really hard, and the industry as it currently stands is, unironically, very exploitative.
Yeah.
Well, Gundam also has some of the best modern CG.
It does.
Almost every frame that we see a 3D fight in Unicorn is astounding.
Also, I mean,
Yes.
They use CG to great effect in Witcher Mercury from time to time as well. For,
now,
like, money
Max, feel free to
shots.
correct me on this one for UE5 stuff because you know more about the current standards than I do.
Only just barely.
Yeah, but still, I've watched the technical trailers. You've watched people talk about problems, so you know more than me.
Yeah, fair enough.
So basically, what I am hoping to see someday is full-on, air quotes, realistic environment destruction happening in a show. Where we don't have to worry, like, it's like, oh, well, we could show this building blowing up, but we don't want to spend the budget on a building in the background exploding. Just draw some fucking explosion animation over it.
I'll be honest, I want to say that procedural destruction was already achievable in Unreal Engine 4 and in even like Blender 2.7. They were starting to experiment with
yes,
procedural
but
destruction.
both Blender and UE4 are not known for their animation shows.
Well, I mean, Blender's known for small projects that look astounding, but it's still Blender, and despite being open source, it's really difficult to pick up.
Also, to be very clear about this, some of the major devs of Blender, when shown that one Blender dude who did my year in Blender video, they were like, I didn't know you could do that for some of his animations. And so, you know, if the devs didn't realize you could animate a certain way in Blender, I can't really expect animation studios to be like, oh yeah, let's go pick this up and run with it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, despite the fact that I think Blender's general UI is very simple, that's because I've spent 2 to 3 years literally just doing basics every few months. Like, I had one friend, like, explain to me how to make a shitty low poly house, and I listed off 4 steps. It's like, okay, cool. You make it sound easy, and I said, hang on, let me break down the keyboard shortcuts that were flying through my mind as I gave you those and expand it to, like, 20 steps.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, with UE5, I think,
UE4 was starting to nail it. UE5, I think we will absolutely start seeing, like...
Because it's not just procedural destruction either. It's procedural generation, terrain generation, where we don't have to have, you know, fucking hand-drawn maps anymore of like, oh, this is a forest scene, we have to draw every fucking tree. It's like, all right, AI, here's 20 trees to pick from. This is a wooded area. The trees are 5 feet to 10 feet apart from each other. Go!
Oh. Actually, yeah, no, UE4 was able to achieve that to some limited success near the end of its life cycle.
Which is why they, you know, they brought it in the UE5 and perfected
so
it.
In 5, it's literally just it's going to be better no matter what.
And on top of that, you have the trillion polygon shit, the better, faster, easier rendering shit. You know,
so I think for the sake of animation, we're not going to see too much of like ultra high polygon stuff unless they're using a literal like render farm for it.
That's fair.
Going to take a fucking hot minute. We're also I don't think we're going to see ultra high poly games for a while, just because the more polygons, the more data.
The potential is there. And
I want to see the potential. I want to see someone be like, here's a 30-second animation. This took 4 weeks just to render.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm more talking about is because the potential is there, it's like because the race car can get up to 300 miles per hour, it can get to 60 really easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I look forward to seeing this unfold.
I really, really hope both of these shows do well and that they're properly utilized. Because as we saw with Monty, that when he choreographed the fights, they looked great. But that's because he knew all of the fucking keyboard shortcuts and had created 200 some macro shortcuts of his own for the program. And, you know, had been working with the program for years, but it was fuck all impossible to teach the new guys it in the time period they needed to. And, you know, I'm hoping that at least one of these companies is going to actually train their guys in how to use the fucking software.
I think
Okay, that's
I
gonna be
think they're
difficult.
gonna. Yeah, I
For-
think Gundam will give them time.
I don't think it's gonna give us the time we think. One of the big complaints from my friend has been that every 2 to 3 weeks tutorials are being outdated.
Right, but do you
Like-
have to update?
I'm not sure. Theoretically, you don't, but who knows with Epic? Epic
Yeah.
makes stupid decisions all the time with their
Yeah.
software.
I mean, if the software is based off of their library and the library auto updates, yeah, I can see why that would be a problem.
Yeah.
I
now,
mean, if you're
this
using
could
it
be gotten around.
offline,
Yeah, it could be gotten around by going to an offline machine. Yes, but again,
This is an
Epic
animation
we're talking
studio,
about.
yeah.
No, not
it
even
would
animation
be like-
studio. No, here's the thing. Absolutely, animation studio could just be like, we'll just never connect this to the intranet. We'll have it only on the intranet. My problem would be if Epic is like, by the way, 72-hour DRM switch on UE5 for some stupid fuck all reason. They make stupid decisions all the time.
72
I wouldn't
hours?
be shocked.
Oh, well.
Oh, I'm being nice. I'm being generous in this particular stupid decision.
Yeah, you mean
Wait.
always online?
yeah,
72 hours, like it has to connect to the internet after a certain point, or it locks you out. Is that right?
it's the phone
Yes.
home that locks out.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
I knew Clip Studio Paint has something similar with their latest update.
It's so
thing.
fucking dumb.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Yeah, it's 24 hours if I remember correctly.
That's some
That's
dumb
so
shit.
Stupid.
Like this is
Even worse,
exactly
huh?
how you get people to pirate your software, and it's the only part of the software that's like actually modified is they've removed the phone home function. It's like, okay, great, fantastic, dipshits.
Or it could be even worse, and it could be that they have certain things that it has the phone home for, like certain databases and functions and shit.
That's oh god, that would be the worst. That would be the absolute fucking worst.
Quicken, QuickBooks, whatever it's calling itself now, they do that shit.
I know they do that shit. It is so frustrating, man. Oh my god, dealing with that shit is something else. Anyway, ugh. So the author continues to butcher grammar.
Is known.
I don't even think it's a butchering at this point, Sneaky. I think it's a full-on like cult sacrifice.
A few minutes earlier, blah blah blah, lays front and center on double, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Some liberal copy pasting from scripts, some creative interpretations of lore from the author. Nothing really fantastic in terms of dialogue. Oh wow, they're doing the joke about removing the turrets off of the warthogs, you know, that thing that people always were like wishing for when they introduced it in I believe Halo 3 it was. When you could rip the turret out of its mount on the ground.
Yeah, you could do that in 3. That's when it started.
Yeah. So he's doing the joke that they did in Red vs. Blue, where they had them remove the turret when 3 introduced it. Yep, they're having Lopez speak a bunch of Spanish and then including author translations right after that. And wasn't the joke that no one understood what Lopez said?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well the
No,
author's
I should be
ignoring
clear.
that.
No one understood what Lopez said. Lopez was subtitled.
Okay, so they all read the subtitles of what he was saying.
No.
No. The subtitles were purely for audience benefit.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be clear here, because they're having a full-on conversation with Lopez.
No. The only person who could understand Lopez was
Sheila.
Donut?
Sheila.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Sheila could, and Donut constantly misunderstood him, and everybody thought Donut was saying was accurate.
Yeah, Donut completely misinterpreted. But it was funny.
I'm not saying it wasn't funny. I'm just saying the gag was no one could understand him except for Sheila, and Donut constantly was very self-assured in his translations, which were wrong.
So, yep. Yeah, the author continues to have really unfunny dialogue where he's trying to do lots of jokes in them, but they're not landing at all. Do I look like I give a shit what that coffee addict thinks, or have you forgotten he's a nightmare to deal with? They're talking
Who's a
about Doc.
coffee addict?
Oh, Oz.
What?
Okay. Sure. Super duper secret. Caboose, are you smoking my weed again? Asked Tucker.
Why would you ask that? Fuck you, Tucker.
Because haha, funny weed, Lamau.
Alright, so all of red and blue goes to Remnant.
Sarge has a heart attack upon learning.
Please make this your last attempt at fanfiction.
I think you mean
Wow.
Sarge wants a murder boner when he finds out that he can just kill enemies.
Sarge, I thought you'd be more mad. Well, as it turns out, I hate anime, but I love being able the fact that I can kill anime.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
That sounds about right for Sarge.
Yeah. This is my first attempt at fanfiction. There's going to be lots of hiccups along the way, but I'll get better over time. Don't expect this to come out fast, because it was so hard to get this first chapter out.
Was it?
Author, this chapter is 3,000 words. If you're trying to fucking do a full-on Fusion World crossover of Ruby and Red vs. Blue Halo...
Well, first off, the answer is please do not.
Yes, but if you think if you think it's gonna be easier,
I'm not sure what to tell you, author,
got some
other
bad
than that
news.
you may wish to perish.
Yeah, I left one review for him. It looks like someone else won.
Is it just a review that says good luck?
No, I said please make this your last attempt at fanfiction.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
He's taking no prisoners.
Stranded Trooper 901 says, I recommend you proofread future chapters and fix all of the errors in this one. There are many issues, but overall, I like the premise. I hope you don't mind my critiques.
What a soy boy.
We do mind that you were even writing in the first place, honestly.
I hope that you perish.
I'm sorry, it's like, I like this premise. The premise of the author butchering Red versus Blue lore, butchering Ruby lore, and not even in a good way. Like, you're not even fixing the lore, you're just butchering it. Like, someone took a fucking roadkill, dragged it into the butcher's shop, and the butcher looked at it and was like, ah, yes, I have the perfect tool for this, got a fucking jackhammer, and started just...
To be fair, some butchers in some areas tend to think of a jackhammer as an excellent...
Tenderizer.
Yeah. Namely the ones at some local delis.
I don't know what fucking local delis you're going to. But anyway, point being, like, it didn't improve the lore by butchering it. He just made a worse mess of the already terrible mess. He's like the janitor that comes in to clean up the puke and ends up puking more on the puke. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's pretty fucking bad. Let's see what kind of stories this guy's favorited. Favorited over 500 stories, of course he has. Let's see some of the most recent stories he's favorited. Oh boy. Ruby, Shadows of Light. I want to be a guardian. These are Ruby Rose's these are the words Ruby Rose lived her life by to protect those that cannot protect themselves. After proving her mettle in an unforeseen battle, she is invited to the tower by the speaker himself to live out her dream of being a guardian. It is here she learns not only the secrets of the light, but of a threat that could destroy all of humanity's golden age.
This bothers me.
But, like, humanity didn't fight in the golden age.
That was the point. We weren't fighting.
I think he's
Also,
doing
the
some weird.
speaker wasn't a thing until post-golden age. And the tower wasn't a thing until, like, nearing the end of the golden age.
No. The tower didn't come until. Didn't it come until after?
It was post collapse.
It was post-collapse, okay, that makes, yeah.
Literally, this is
Yeah.
all Last City shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was either the tower was there at the end, or it was built after the end.
From
Yeah.
what I'm getting here, this is like some sort of AU bullshit where this is currently humanity's golden age.
This is a Ruby.
That's what it has to be.
Yeah, this is a Ruby Destiny fusion world, where so the speaker is Ozpin, and the tower is Beacon Academy.
Hell,
And
the speaker might just be the Destiny speaker for all we know. Like,
no. It's a fusion world.
Yeah, I know.
Because she's learning the secrets of the light, which you can't do really as a non-guardian.
Yeah, it's like this is part why the summary's bothering. It's like it's kind of trivializing the importance that you were chosen. Like anyone can be a guardian now. It's like, bruh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, I want to be a guardian, replace guardian with huntress, and basically this is literally just copy-pasting Ruby's opening into Destiny and replacing all of the relevant terms. So instead of Ozpin, it's the speaker. Instead of Beacon, it's the tower. Instead of Aura, it's the light. So it's the worst kind of fusion world. And you know what makes it even worse? First started November 7th, 2014, recently updated. This story has been going for 9 years, and it's only at 130k words.
130k, 55. No one's following this story. Jesus.
Yeah, no one's fucking following the story. Yeah, 32 chapters over the course of 9 years. So that's what? 7 chapters? No. Yes? 7 chapters a year? No. Way less. 4 chapters a year? Yeah, it's like 4 chapters a year if my math is right. That's not good.
The chapters are about, if the math is relatively right, 4k each.
12,000-ish words a year for a massive fusion world crossover. Yeah. 12,000 words a fucking year. Holy shit! That's going nowhere fast. I don't know why you would even fucking read a story like that. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, obviously it's being provided for free. You know, obviously it might have been, updating a lot back in the day. But even I'm not that fucking slow with Gray and I's story. Like, Jesus Christ. We hit 160 in the first 2 years.
You guys make up for like the slow updates with massive like hunks of text. Like you
Yeah.
give me, it's like it's a trail. Like you're gone for a long time, but you come back with like a massive like steak. or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. It's not like we're like, hey, here's another 3,000 words there, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've been gone for 4 months, but here's 3,000 words.
I was
You know,
saying,
it's like,
when
we've been gone for 4 months. Here's a
gone-
20-page dissertation on the next part of the story. Also, we wrote the next part of the story as well. It's 30 fucking pages. Fuck you.
Only 30.
I was speculating. I didn't know.
Anyway, so you're
exactly.
saying, Atin?
Well, no, I was just saying that when Sneaky leaves and comes back, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff there. It's usually what 70,000 words minimum.
I mean, usually when we do actually get back into updating, yeah, it usually is between 30 to 70. The last time we did it was. And I expect Gray is itching to write more once I finish editing this. And I'm actually halfway through it already. It's just, I have just been getting slammed with on-sites, and then I was sick. I was actually planning to use this day to write, and then I was like, I woke up at fucking 12 with a blistering headache. It's like, cool. So I guess I'm just not doing anything.
Today you will not do a fucking thing.
Yep. I honestly, like, I sat down, I was like, oh, I'll just read a couple of science stories until I feel better, and then I look at the fucking time, and it's like 7 o'clock already. I'm like, what the fuck?
Remember me? Step away from the idiot.
Yeah.
So, is what it is. Also, what the fuck is that? Oh yeah, it's the witch from Mars. Yeah. I've seen that before, yeah. Bulls Meet the Fairies, Black Clover fairy tale crossover. Sure. Hell of a Kitsune, a Naruto Hell of a Boss crossover. Dying sucks, and Naruto ends up in hell. Because technically he committed murder by killing Sasuke.
What the fuck did I just come back to?
Naruto's in hell and he's about to be gay.
Well, yes, that sounds like hell.
He-Man and Rising of the Shield Hero crossover. Oh,
I beg your
come
pardon?
on. Naruto
Yeah.
and Digimon. Yeah, so we can confidently say that this guy who is writing fanfiction is in fact writing fanfiction on his official account. And his taste in fanfiction is also hot fucking garbage. Cardinal Hero of Magic, in desperate bid to avert apocalyptic calamity, 4 hero, sword, spear, bow, and the shield emerge from another realm. Their purpose to combat impending wave of destruction. Yet, should the wave surge unchallenged, 5th hero shall be summoned. The 5th hero of magic, wielding extraordinary arcane powers, will safeguard the innocent. Yep, that's right. This is a self-insert isekai OC who is getting the most OP hero power set.
Cringe.
Yes, Cringe is indeed the most OP power set. Ever make your enemies cringe so hard they stop existing?
You make them cringe so hard they feel bad for you, so they leave.
A third rose. During the mission to Atlas, Summer Rose finds herself in the glass unicorn. What?
What?
Where she encounters a young abused child and decides that there is no way she could ever leave the child here. Meanwhile, a young girl who knows nothing but abuse finds herself with a true family. That's right, Cinder gets adopted by Summer Rose.
This is
some heresy.
all kinds of wrong.
Yeah. Spy times thief. Naruto and a totally spies crossover.
Oh no, please. Okay, look.
But
Totally
why?
Spies occupies a weird place in my heart where, as a young person, it was like, this is kind
What
of a
the
fun,
fuck is this picture?
fun show. And then you get older and you go, oh.
Oh, of course, the fucking cover art is Naruto with a Konoha Keyblade in as many belts as possible.
Oh no.
I'm not surprised that exists, but I'm disappointed all the same.
I'm massively disappointed.
They crave the sweet release of death.
Denied.
Yeah,
Suffer.
denied. The Nazarick Triumvirate, a mass collab with Danielle Santiago 4545, 1988.
Shut the hell up. Never speak again. Also, when the hell is Midas Man gonna update Yellowness? God damn it.
I know, man. I just want him to update any of his stories.
He's been updating the Damn it. Which one is it? The Warcraft one.
The horny one or the non-horny one?
I'm gonna say the non-horny one. It did get a little horny just recently.
A noble birth or whatever. Yeah, I know about that one. Yeah, I'm kind of on a mixed flavor of that one because the author introduced the whole void future self that might not be the void future self, but might just be one of the old gods fucking doping her. I'm not a huge fan of that stuff.
I can't imagine why you wouldn't be.
I actually don't know why you think I wouldn't be, but either way.
Sorry, that was absolutely not serious. It's been something that's annoyed the shit out of me. I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
Okay, either tell us what's going on, or skip the cryptic shit. Because you know what? The cryptic shit wasn't great when WoW tried it. In fact, it was pretty fucking bad.
Now, okay, well, you'll probably like the end of the current Undying Scarab arc then, because the old gods
More cryptic shit.
the old gods are gonna be dropping the cryptic shit and just be like, "Yep, you guys all fucked up. Let's go, Black Empire round 2." But anyway.
That sounds like it's not fun.
Oh, it's going to be great. Anyway, point being though, I don't like the cryptic shit. I especially don't like it when they do the whole, it's your future self and I'm going to tempt you into a deal by telling you information that you already know, but I'm going to frame it in a way that makes you scared. And it's like, hey...
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah,
it's
like,
all...
don't get me wrong, I get it, it works. It's a great thing to have in terms of narrative. If the narrative is it's happening to someone else that isn't the main character. Because then you can have the main character and the audience try and solve it. Or, you know, like, help them or whatever, right? But if it's the main character, you spend all this fucking chapter time waffling about and, like, trying to just talk with this future old god version of yourself who may or may not be real and is like, oh, you know Arthas is gonna kill you, ooh. make a deal with me, your future self that may or may not be an old god. Ooh, and it's like,
Why would anyone fall for that? I mean, at that point, it's okay. So you are an old god. You're not me. You're just pretending to be me. So fuck off. I'm not making a deal.
I mean, quite a few people probably would fall for that.
unfortunately, the main character of Noble Birth fell for it.
I got news for
He's
you.
the moron.
If I saw a future version of me coming up to me and pulling the "I shall give you information, but this information could be dangerous and change you," I'd be like, "Listen here, me. We both know I'm not that fucking smart. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Okay, for one, future me, why aren't you panicking about the implications of all this? And for two, what the fuck is
Okay,
wrong with you?
if future me showed up, I'd be like, all right, so we both know that we have absolutely fucked the time stream doing this, and we're just like, yep. So what's the information? Well, it doesn't matter too much now, but here it is. That's what future me
Honestly.
would do.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd be yelling at future me, "Why have you let me fuck up this badly, huh?"
Yeah, either this is the start of the loop, or you have fucked up. And he's like, yeah. We're about to do some dumb shit. Yeah.
Hold my beer and watch this shit.
But anyway, point being though, however, on this is just I don't like it in terms of narrative. It's okay if it's a side character it's happening to, as long as the whole temptation shit is happening off screen, or if it is happening on screen, it's from the main character's perspective, and like the side characters, like, you know, having basically a panic attack of what do I do, and the main character's trying to calm them down. They're like, no, I gotta take the power, we have to save everyone, and so then they go fucking insane. That's fine. But spending multiple chapters worth of time inside the main character's dreams as they snipe at each other back and forth, trying to convince the other to either fuck off or take the power deal, it's not interesting narratively. Because it doesn't progress the plot at all, because the character's fucking dreaming. And it's also usually the dreams and the character that's trying to tempt for the power deal is just reiterating the previous chapter's worth of events in a worse way to try and convince the main character that they need to totally take this power deal or else they're definitely going to be doomed. So, you know, it's just, it's not fun for me to read narratively. I think it's dumb. Oh no. Wait, Aura, why don't you have any badges anymore? I just looked over. Did they remove my badges?
My subscription ran out and I just renewed it. Maybe that's why.
Oh, maybe. Oh no, you have the badge, okay. When you're a subscriber, okay. I was about to say, did fucking Twitch just do me dirty and remove my fucking badges?
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's why I was concerned, because I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Like, oh, sorry, you don't have enough subscribers to be allowed to have badge space on our servers.
Yeah, that sounds like the kind of shit they do is like an under-the-table update.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then be surprised when half their user base starts freaking the fuck out and getting mad.
You mean
Where are the
update
badges for my
situation?
favorite 50 streamer? Sub 50 streamer. Like, also, honestly, some of the best streamers I find on Twitch are the ones who are sitting right in that, like, 50 to somewhere between 50 to 300.
So the non-profitable ones.
Yeah, and I do
Yeah.
my best to help them with that.
I mean, it is what it is. And see, that was actually a funny thing. I was laughing. I saw a video earlier where fucking Iron Mouse asked Joey the anime guy if he had one hot take to give right now, what would it be about VTubers? And he was like, well, VTubers don't understand they need to be funny.
Oh no. Oh,
He's not wrong.
No, he wasn't wrong.
He's very much correct.
Because his expanded point is that as a VTuber, you're an entertainer, which means you need to be entertaining, and you can't just have a fancy model. And he understands why people go for the fancy model, because with 10 billion VTubers, you need to have something memorable about you that makes you stand
Yeah.
out from the, average crowd. And
Yeah.
so, you get the fancy model, but you also have to be funny, because you're a comedian. Whether you want to be or not, as a VTuber, you're a comedian.
Look, you can have the fucking Netflix deal, but unless you're funny, everyone's gonna call you an ass.
I have no idea what either of you
Is he
said.
trying to make an Amy Schumer joke or something?
Yeah, I guess.
That's the only thing I can think of might be related.
I was saying more the fact that you can have everything you want, but if you're not funny, you're still a fucking asshole.
It's like, here's the
Does
problem,
that an
right?
asshole have to be?
Yeah, I have
I-
no idea what's going on. Yeah. I think it's projecting.
I know a ton of streamers.
Yeah, being an
just-
internet personality requires you to have a personality. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a ton of streamers that just aren't funny.
Yeah.
And like I can't say enough, but like Womble is actually a really good streamer when he does solo streams.
Yes.
Not that he doesn't have funny stuff that happens online, but it's not just his base, right? It's not just he doesn't just lean on ZF to be funny, right?
Right.
He's genuinely entertaining when right? Him, and it's a mix of viewer engagement, right? When he does stuff like Total War and he puts people from the chat in as units or as generals and stuff, or when he's playing a really story intensive game and he's ascribing way too much intelligence to the authors, concocting wild theories that would be cool as hell if the authors had half of his creative spark.
Yes. Well, it's not only that either. It's stuff like if you're gonna be a group comedian or group entertainer on the internet, you have to have a good group dynamic. You can't just grab your 3 friends and, yeah, you might be good friends, but if 2 of them never fucking talk, then it's not really a group comedy show, It's just you.
Yeah.
And if your whole thing is playing off other people, then you have to have people to play off of.
Yep.
And so it's... The top internet personalities have either one or two things: skill or entertainment value. There's some big streamers out there that have a decent following who basically don't talk, don't interact with their viewers, and don't really do anything that you would think would be required for a streamer, but they're really fucking good at the game. And so people watch them because they are really fucking good at the game. And so they replace personality with really good skill.
Understandable.
Yes, make up for personality.
Yeah. It's a lot like, Asmongold said this, and I've said this in the past. Back in the day in WoW, it didn't matter if you were the most reviled asshole on the server. If you had some of the best DPS on the server, you were also always being invited to every raid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Understandable.
Because guess what? Listen, this guy is a massive asshole, but I've never watched the tank go down while he's healing.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's kind of just like you can
Healing can even make the most assholish person not insufferable.
Indeed. So you can replace personality. Obviously, no skill-based streamer is ever going to be as popular as Mr. Beast, because
Yeah, that's
personality takes you. Well, PewDiePie. Name any other top streamer. They are very low skill individuals when it comes to normal streaming activities. However, What they have is a lot of fucking personality. And personality is a lot more marketable than skill at the end of the day in terms of hard caps. As you know, as evidence produces. It's like, I'm sorry, but Mr. Beast is just going to always be more popular than the best gamer at a video game who's only known for being a gamer at that video game.
Yeah.
Well, he's the modern jackass, so it's a what did you expect sort of thing.
A
He's
great example of
But
this.
that's my point, though.
A great example of this is when you go and you look at the people who are super popular in speedrunning communities. Right?
Yeah.
They might only have like 100 people who follow them, but oh my god, those people are rabid.
True, yeah.
Fucking mid blitz.
No, but like that's what I'm saying, right? Like the people who do that stuff, right? They are unquestionably the top or near the top, right?
Right.
But that's it, right?
Yeah.
What do? They're super good at speedrunning, I don't know, Resident Evil 1. You're not going to get a lot of people watching that.
Right, but the few who do are a lot more dedicated. Yeah, I mean, and Asmongold's another good example of this because he's actually both. Back in the day, he used to be extremely skilled at WoW. And the reason why people even clicked on his videos is because they equated Asmongold to someone skilled at WoW. And so when he made a WoW guide, people were like, well, he knows what he's talking about, so I'll click on his videos and I'll watch him. And then as time went on, he replaced more and more of his skill with personality, which allowed him to grow more and more because people started clicking on his videos for Asmongold and not just his WoW knowledge.
Yeah.
And now he's actually one of the biggest streamers on Twitch.
It helped that somewhere along the way Asmongold developed or started letting out his personality.
No. He's been that way since the start. He's just gotten better at handling chat.
Fair.
The most important skill for a streamer to have, handling your chat.
Like, look, dude, back in the day of Burning Crusade, he was making videos about how to get a pocket healer girlfriend.
Nice.
Woo.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so...
What was even funnier was the people who thought he was serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's even funnier is the people who thought he wasn't.
Well, see, that's the funny thing about Asmongold, is he is a mix of absolutely serious and I'm totally joking, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so this author's got an absolute garbage taste in stories, so it's no surprise the story they made was absolute fucking garbage. If this is what they're taking inspiration from. Black Ruby Academia? What if the characters from Ruby and Black Clover ended up in My Hero Academia? How
I'll be
would
honest,
My Hero
I
go?
didn't think that's where it was going, Sneaky. I thought it was going somewhere else.
Yeah, well... time to find out if this three-way crossover set entirely in the My Hero Academia universe without it being a fusion story will play in the war between All for One and One for All. So basically the main cast of Black Clover and Ruby always were in My Hero Academia, and their semblances and powers are all actually quirks.
So fucking dumb.
Except also at the same time, despite growing up in this new fucking neo-feudal Japan, they're all gonna have the exact same personalities and exact same backstory. Yep.
I see nothing wrong here.
And yeah, nothing about these characters will change at all despite growing up in a completely different time period, culture, and power set. Yep. Like, they're making another Willy Wonka movie?
God damn it.
Could you let the corpse of Willy Wonka rest at least only mildly disturbed?
No.
No.
Need them RPMs, man.
Corporations are important, are led by necromancers. They will not let
Legends
anything
of
rest.
Venom. A Legend of Korra Venom crossover. Kota, a non-bender adopted brother of Avatar Korra. Ah, yes, Kota, the self-insert.
This is okay. For a brief moment, I was like, you know what? Korra with Venom could be really fucking funny.
Finally, Korra can bounce on someone that's about as immature as she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Checks out.
But yeah, no, that's not what happens here. Encounters a mysterious meteor that struck the South Pole. What came from the meteor was an unknown creature that bonded with Kota, giving him the powers he wished for years, to protect those who he cared about, of course. Yep. Sure.
Sure thing.
Yep. So, Machines and Might, the Hero Public Safety Commission learns of the Meta Liberation Army years before they do so in canon. Doubting the current hero's ability to stop the threat, the Commission sees the perfect opportunity to usher in a new age of heroes by kidnapping a bunch of children and putting them into the Spartan program. This story will be moderately AU.
Moderately. Are you
Only
sure you know what that
moderately.
word means, author?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, also, it's not like Oni hasn't done worse.
Oh, hey, look, I found Sign's favorite story.
No.
Everyday
one?
Life with a Fuda Girl. A Daily Life with Monster Girl story. In a different version of the story, Mia and the others are placed in the care of Desiree Hanafuda.
Fucking really?
What?
I crave death.
A definitely not black Japanese girl. Only she's not a girl, she's a futanari. Now, Desiree has to deal with unique needs of her new roommates and the struggles of managing her own monster girl harem. Contains lots of Fuda lemons. 69 chapters.
All right, author, I will give you this one. Nice.
Why are there 2,000 favorites?
Do you really
know
need
the
to ask
answer.
that question?
Why?
Why is it still updating 8 years later?
You know why?
Tonight's episode, the writer's barely disguised fetish. Yes.
I wouldn't even call it barely disguised.
That's blatantly out in the open.
This is the amount of disguise that went into Totally Spies.
No. Wait, did I link you a
I heard you
ornament?
brought your mom to prom.
Oh my god! Ooh, that's a good one, Trent. But I think you misunderstood. See, I brought your mom to prom.
Yeah, so I just pinged those two with it. My job is done here. Let's see what else we got here, gentlemen. Soul Residents. With the rise of ghost-filling Amity Park, family of specialists are called in, but are they friend or foe? Danny will learn this as he meets the... Shinigami Meister in Training, Naruto Uzumaki.
I hate it here.
No. Is this a crossover with the one with the living weapons?
Soul Eater?
Yes, Soul Eater.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so it's Naruto from Naruto, except his power set is from Soul Eater in Danny Phantom.
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
Those were words.
they are words.
Yep.
Yeah, they're definitely words that I just spoke.
Words that kill.
Like,
Machines and might is cringy bullshit. Oh, that's more of a reason to read it than ever. God, everything's fucking lagging so goddamn hard. What the hell?
It's Tuesday.
No, I think it's just Chrome. I think my computer is having a fucking fit about me leaving stuff running again at nighttime.
Maybe.
I mean, why were you running it at night?
What do you think of the voice actors coming out against of their use in voices in AI works?
I think it's fine, especially for voice actors, right? Their voice is a commodity,
Yeah.
quite literally.
Also at the same time, your voice is, as far as it is in terms of legal law, should be considered your property.
Proprietary.
Yeah. Much like how someone can't forcefully take blood from you, someone can't take your voice and then reuse it for something else without, your permission.
Counter argument. All I have to do is modify your voice 20%, and that's enough for copyright.
You're not
While that
wrong.
might be true, there's a significant question of what does modifying it 20% mean?
Yeah, that's also true.
That's
yeah.
a very difficult thing to commodify with a voice, right? It's not like a piece of media where I've stopped, right? I'm showing it in 15-minute bursts and adding, 10 to 15 minutes of commentary between those bursts, right? That's a significant modification of the original work.
Well, I changed the pitch and slowed it down or sped it up, so it's fine, right?
Well, no, right. That's the question, right? At what point does it not become a voice? But the other part that you're leaving out is that there's either experience gained on the job or professional training or both going into these voice actors.
I would say solely because I would use the same standard Disney would use, right? So if you're gonna be out here with a mouse mascot that's got 2 large ears, and they're instead of being black, it's like pink, and their suspenders are like blue. They have 2 buttons of the suspenders that are like silver, and they got green shoes, and their gloves are black instead of white. I would say even though you've adjusted the character by 20%, air quotes, everyone can blatantly see what you're copying.
Oh, yeah, sure, but that's the way copyright works, unfortunately.
No, copyright has additional protections where what's the exact phrase? Yes, significant brand confusion can exist,
And
right?
I would say each voice actor's voice is their brand. And so if you have an AI doing a Nolan North-like voice, I would say that would affect Nolan North's voice's prospects, and therefore liable for suit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
If I can make the AI sound exactly like Steve Bloom, why would anyone pay him?
Right.
True. On the other hand, because now we've got this, we can make it sound like whatever the fuck we want. We can just skip voice actors entirely and come up with all new original voices.
Sure, you could, but
right, and you can, but you then have to, right? That's where, and this is where I agree with artists who are having AI trained off their art for free, right? They developed time and effort to create a product that is protected by copyright.
Right.
And you are, without paying them, stealing the benefits of their work, right? It's the same thing as me taking a Rembrandt, putting my name on it, and telling everyone I made the Rembrandt.
No, it's more like taking the Rembrandt, learning how to draw the Rembrandt, then turning around and making photo paintings like the Rembrandt.
What about non-monetizable content though?
I'm sorry. He just described a forgery.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
forgery.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
said
no,
making
it is.
That's
Just said
literally
you
what
made
a
a
forgery is.
You learned the
In the
techniques and made a
style of-
photocopy. That is a forgery.
Yeah.
in the style of the Rembrandt, in the style of whatever painting.
That's
The
not a
difference there
forgery.
is you can't claim it's an original Rembrandt,
right.
and you also have to take into account Rembrandt is a long dead individual who does not have a public work, right? I can't go and this is actually something that's important, right? Trade secrets.
Right.
Coca-Cola, for instance. Coca-Cola would have lost its patent on the flavor of Coke a very long time ago. No
Yeah.
matter how much political power they have. Instead, they've kept the formula for Coke protected as a trade secret. There's an actual piece of paper with the formula for Coca-Cola written on it, and they've kept it locked up in a vault. And because they've kept it as a trade secret, they get additional protections to the proprietariness of it that copyright doesn't afford. Which is a whole other thing.
With the caveat, now with the caveat of with trade secrets, if someone is successfully able to recreate the formula without ever contacting Coca-Cola effectively, then it's not a trade secret anymore.
That's the really important thing. They can't have ever talked to Coca-Cola or worked for Coca-Cola or taken a public tour of one of their plants, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, this would be like somebody who taste tests things, taste testing Coca-Cola, going, okay, it's this, and this in these proportions, mixed in this way, figuring out exactly how it's done, then making his own better version.
Well, it doesn't even have to be a better version. It can be the exact same copy, but because it's a trade secret and they didn't perform any action that could be construed as them trying to gain that trade secret, such as he said, taking tours of the plants to see how they produce it, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they didn't talk to any of the scientists. They didn't work as a flavorologist at any point in time for Coca-Cola, et cetera.
If you did was drink it and go, okay, I recognize what this is, that's fair game.
Effectively. And then they can't sue you for breaching their trade secret because you purchased the product and you drank it and you're like, oh, well, it's these flavors.
But again, the thing that makes it difficult with AI is they're taking stuff that, even though it's publicly available, usually is on websites with disclaimers of not for
Please don't
commercial
use my art.
use, you can't be used without permission, that kind of stuff, and it's being used anyway.
Yeah.
Because as it turns out, when you give people something, they don't give a shit about copyright most of the time.
And as far as non-monetizable content it's being produced for, I think this comes down again to brand stuff. Like, let's say you're producing a fan work, or even an original work. It's going on YouTube. You're not going to monetize it because you're not popular enough before you posted it to monetize it. It's your first video you're ever putting up. It's a brand new account. You're not going to get any money from this. You couldn't monetize it if you wanted to. But in this, original work, you decide to use Nolan North's voice to do a voiceover, narrating some section of the opening or something. I still think ethically, legally we don't have laws about that right now, and it could theoretically fall under fair use. But I think ethically and morally, you have to look at it from the perspective of that is their voice, and even if you're using a modified version of their voice to not be Nolan North, but mostly basically everyone that hears it goes, that sounds like Nolan North. I still think at minimum, you should contact them for permission.
The problem with that is you get into the multi-layered bullshit that is people who look and sound like somebody else. You look so close that
Oh no, see,
that's
that's fine. That's fine. Because if you get someone that sounds exactly like Nolan North, or someone that can do a Nolan North voice to then input it into the AI, and you can prove that, well then, there you go.
Also, I want to be clear, that's a different set of things, because using a person who sounds or looks right, there are women out there that look almost identical to Scarlett Johansson, for instance.
Yeah.
They haven't, most of the time, they haven't done something to deliberately look like that person. They just happen to look very close to them. And if they, for instance, go and do porn, Scarlett Johansson can't sue them.
Yeah, because it's
because they
their
just
body.
happen to look like her.
Yeah.
As long as they don't go and say Scarlett Johansson in, Sapphic Sisters 43 or whatever the shit.
Yeah, and if you want to be really cheeky with it and you're like misread in, blah, 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 and it's like, I can see what you're referencing. That's borderline.
But I want to point out, that is the borderline, right?
Yeah.
That is the right, if they say, right, if they say something like...
It's like how in shows they use, like, in anime, they use, like, Whack Donalds and Beppis.
Yeah. Or if right, Black Spider bangs Arrow Man.
Yeah.
Like, we all know what you're doing there. Disney can't stop them.
Yeah.
Well, it's Disney. They can try.
No, they can. The problem is those porn makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like a lot of money.
Yeah.
If there is an industry that can afford to fight Disney, and more importantly, absolutely has successfully fought Disney, it's those guys.
It's one of the reasons. Well, it's actually one of the reasons why Disney has the porn vault. Because, oh yeah, did you not know about this?
No.
Okay, so
They
Disney,
own all art you make.
Yeah, so Disney, in part of its art contracts, owns all art artists make that work for them during the time period they work for them at. And this is specifically because they are extending their copyright protection to the maximum legal limit of the law. And by doing this, they set a precedent saying that they will fully protect their copyright and intellectual property and trademarks and all that. And by setting this precedent, effectively, porn has to do the big walk around of Black Spider has sex with Arrow Man, instead of saying the actual names or even remotely close to the names, or maybe they have like somewhat similar outfits. Because Disney has set the precedent of literally anything that looks remotely like the character is their brand. And so therefore, by doing a porn of it, you are infringing upon their brand legally, which they can then sue you into the ground for. Because they claim literally everything. Fan art, art in different styles, literally everything, if it involves their characters.
Now, of course, there are people that still get it right. Like this is information gleaned from working at the video store. Cursed may it be, may it forever burn in hell. Right. In addition to a very, very high quality Star Wars, couple of very high quality Star Wars porns. There's a couple of very, very high quality Pirates of the Caribbean porn. I want to be clear. I never watched them, but I had to I had to reface those rooms. I had to restock those rooms.
Yeah.
So I know they exist. And like, right, I looked at the cover and I was like, boy, that seems really high quality production. And there are people on YouTube who have actually put together safe to work cuts of those things. And they have crazy high production value, and they're not shy at all about what they're knocking off. And they fall under parody rules.
Yeah, like Spaceballs. Pizza.
Spaceballs wasn't a. Okay, yes, it was a parody, but it was an official parody.
It wasn't an official parody.
It was approved. Hollywood made it.
That doesn't
That's-
mean shit.
Okay. Let me rephrase. How do I put this? We know what it was parody, but
Yes,
people who
that's the
made
point
it
of a fucking
made this
parody.
shit.
Dude out
Like,
here really
fucking
defining what a
game.
parody is.
I'm saying they're all playing the same fucking game. They're all working together. This was one of those.
Oh
Okay,
boy, here we go again.
how can we cash in
Boomer.
on things? That's the parody.
Yeah, I'm sure Disney was really happy for people to cash in on. LucasArts was really happy for people to cash in on parodying their work. Yeah, I'm sure they were really pleased, and they got paid so much money that they couldn't do anything legally about. Anyway, so Deadshot, you know what this is. Izuku Midoriya, Quirkless, a Deku, a punching bag. Everyone hated him, and now he was alone. With the passing of his girlfriend, will Izuku be able to get into UA and find the new reason to forge on? Warning for very heavy topics. Can you imagine what sort of power set he might be aping?
Could it be Taskmaster?
Yes, nailed it.
Right.
We got Ruby May Cry, inspired by other people. I think we already did. No, wait. Dante Redgrave Ozpin. Yep, we've covered this story before.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, we covered this story before. Dante Redgrave Ozpin. Oh, God. Godzilla and Justice League.
That's I got bad news for
Multi-crossover
Godzilla.
with Pacific Rim.
I'm sorry, I have really, really bad news for Godzilla.
He's getting yeeted into the sun.
And it's the Godzilla from the Legendary movie.
Oh no.
Okay, those movies had some rough animation. The first one wasn't bad.
No, you mean the 1998 Godzilla or the animated Godzilla?
I'm talking about the
Current American
2000s.
trilogy.
No.
Oh, the newest.
The Legendary.
What? Wait.
There's too many fucking Godzillas.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 new ones, man. Starting with Godzilla 98. Then there was the 2 animated ones. Then there was
Well, then there were the
what-
Netflix animated
What?
ones.
yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page.
Oh, we're on the same page. And then there were the ones that started with the big ugly fat Godzilla.
No, remember the one where it was in New York City and like they had the deal with Godzilla babies in the
Oh,
That's
no, that was
1998.
1998. Yeah,
was
that
the
was
one-
Zilla.
that was 98.
was 98.
No!
Yeah, man. At like the peak of Taco Bell's,
Get out
that
of
was
my
at the peak of Taco
head!
Bell's marketing.
Yeah,
That's a lot
Taco
of,
Bell.
that's a lot of fish.
I'm gonna need it. What was it like? I think I need a bigger box.
Oh god, I can't.
Yeah,
No,
listen, listen.
Man.
that can't be
upset.
the 98.
Yeah,
It
it's the
can't
98
be.
one.
Such
See,
a
the
feature.
2000s that you're thinking of might be the animated series that was actually a lot better than the movie.
And based off of the movie, it was a sequel to the movie.
Oh god.
Yeah, the legendary Godzilla is the 2014
Yep.
onwards.
Yeah, only legendary. Okay.
The one that's like, actually, this guy stacks up pretty well in the power scaling. Unfortunately, Shin Godzilla exists
Mm.
with its theoretically unending evolution.
Which one is Shin Godzilla?
It's the Nightmare Fuel one.
You're gonna need to be more specific.
I don't think I need to be. Hang on, let me. It's the one
Yes.
that it's
Yeah.
the one that has like the like 3 evolutionary stages we see, and it's confirmed that there's even more.
Godzilla, the 1998 film by Roland Emmerich. Yup.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla would be this one, where its jaw split into like 4 parts when it did its beam for the first time.
What in the fuck?
Oh, you haven't seen Shin Godzilla? You should
No,
watch
I
Shin
haven't.
Godzilla.
You should watch Shin
It
Godzilla.
looks weird. What the hell is wrong with it? The
Oh.
proportions are all wrong.
Oh, no, man, that's intentional. Hey, you want to see the form it was before it got
Why
to
is
that
its
form?
tail so veiny? Oh
When the-
my
Oh
god.
my fuck. Well, we know why its tail is so veiny, Sneaky. It's because it's Japan.
Of course.
Yeah, I think the current power scaling
Is
of
it
the Shin
ribbed for
Godzilla is
pleasure?
the strongest. It's the strongest one to date, simply because it has theoretical unlimited evolution as needed. And the only reason
That's-
Legendary Godzilla stacks up is because of the nuclear healing factor.
That's fucking dumb. Like, really fucking dumb.
Well,
I'm not saying you're wrong, but Godzilla's been dumb for a very long time.
It's
Yeah, but it
Godzilla,
was
my man.
dumb. It was campy. It was meant to be amusing.
No,
Yes,
this
but
is still
no.
campy and amusing.
Alright, so you want to hear campy and amusing and then have it not be any of that? My Hero Academia Deku X.
No.
What?
No.
A
this
Chaos
crossover
Emerald
for?
makes its ways into Deku's hands. A power so ancient it has only ever been used once. Join him and his friends as they journey across high school. As they journey across high school? What? What? Does he...
How does that work?
What is high school a fucking map now? And you gotta
Damn, I
dodge
wish I'd had a map of high school. I might have been less of a screw up.
you dodge all the school shooters.
Raw.
What? It's a fucking Sonic game. I don't. What else? What other kind of fucking monsters would show up at a high school?
Ooh.
Still feel like I have to say fucking raw.
To become heroes and meet new people that will help him stop the forces of evil. This is a Sonic My Hero Academia fusion world where all of the Sonic characters are human.
Perish.
A harem story.
Thy punishment is death.
Of course it's a harem story. So, wait, anyway, so by the way, King of Monsters, I didn't even read the worst parts of it. Earth's mightiest heroes unite to defend Earth from the invaders. However, something even more powerful comes to their aid. A creature whose powers are stronger than Superman. A creature who defends Earth with all of his being. Get ready for the return of the King of Monsters, the legendary version of Godzilla, Monsterverse crossover, Pacific Rim crossover, Harem Lemons Self-Insert Pregnancy. Featuring a
What was that
harem,
last one?
featuring a harem
Pregnancy.
of Wonder Woman and Supergirl getting impregnated by my self-insert OC.
You want to say that the fuck again?
Okay. Author has my attention.
No.
No, he doesn't.
The author should
No,
not
he
have your
doesn't.
attention.
You know what'll make you lose attention? 90,000 words over 26 chapters over the course of 4 years.
Ugh.
Yeah. I think you even have a better updating rate than that.
Considering just how much shit I put out, yeah.
I meant for a single story.
Fair.
Naruto Mass Effect Maelstrom Effect Book 2 by the God Spartan of the Kitsune. Okay. Jesus Christ. I I need to get more alcohol.
And
Well, Sneaky's dead.
good.
8-year-old on alcohol.
He died the way he'd wish to.
He died the way he lived.
Drunk and angry at fanfiction.
Oh, it looks like Midas Man just updated.
Oh shit, what did he update?
Golden?
Imperial Princess and his snippets thread looks like
Eh.
Damn it, man.
it's on QQ.
Mm.
I keep meaning to read Imperial Princess.
I want to read some of his stuff, but like at the same time,
You know.
Alright. So,
it's just
my father picked me up some alcohol from I was like northern Italy / Germany, and it's like this additive stuff. Like you make a normal drink and then you add it in to make it a hard drink, and it tastes really fucking good.
so you make the vodka drink?
Well, no, it's like it's if you made coffee and then added a half shot of this to it.
Mm.
So Irish coffee.
Yeah, but it's not like a mixed drink alcohol. It's like a dollop of it on whatever you're already making, because it's like a 60% alcohol content.
Oh my.
But because you only add a little bit to it, it turns into like 4% by the
the end of it.
yeah. Anyway, it pairs amazingly with the Country Time lemonade powder that I picked up at Costco for $6.
Lemonade powder for $6. That's a steal.
Yeah, it's like a fucking not 3 gallon, like a 1 gallon tub.
Oh yeah.
A
I
fucking tub of powder. What the fuck?
Yeah.
no. We buy that at my work all the time because we have a factory and we don't feel like. Well, for one, management does actually give some semblance of a shit, and for two, we would rather not have to deal with a lawsuit for people dying from heat stroke.
Yeah.
Gatorade jugs all over the place, ain't there?
Oh yeah. And of course we've got the and I'm not joking about it, right? We have the emergency freezy pops.
Squinchers.
I wish I
Squinchers
worked
are
at a
actually
small
pretty good.
company.
They're actually good.
It's like frozen Gatorade.
Liquid IV is not too bad either. Basically none of the sugar and all of the positives. Let's see here. What else we got here? Hero La Kill. Okay. Ryuko and Satsuki's explosive fight stirs up attention from the Public Safety Commission of Japan, as well as UA. In a valiant effort to thwart the Kiryurin's plan for world domination, Ryuko Matoi is transferred to UA. but during her stay, she rekindles forgotten friendship with a student of Class 1A, Izuku Midoriya.
No.
So
No.
first
Die.
off, it's a fusion world between Kill la Kill My Hero Academia, which is already crap. Second off,
First
the
of all,
whole
fuck off,
point...
do not taint.
Yeah, don't taint Kill la Kill like that. But, the whole point of Kill la Kill and like 95% of the plot going on in it was that the clothing was giving people's powers. And so if you remove that and say everyone's got fucking powers, then
What was the point?
yeah, then none of the fucking plot happens. Like, the reason why they're able to take over everything is because the clothing they give people to wear has fucking powers on it. And,
Well,
It literally
Also-
turns you into Goku.
yeah.
mind control powers.
Well, yeah, yes, but more the point is the reason why they are able to take over the world using this clothing is because literally putting on the clothing made you equal to an army.
Yes.
And so if everyone has powers, however, without the clothing, then they're not just going to be able to put on a shirt and, like, shoot laser beams and steamroll people. So, like I said, like, the whole reason why Ryuko was even able to find fucking this whole mega school in the first place was because it was a mega school that openly advertised, you know, what's her face being there, and, like, my point is, author, you're retarded.
Yes. We
And
established this long ago.
using author fiat to cover up for all of the flaws of the crossover is just pain. Sly sludged through the story of a guy who was isekai'd to an ultra-bureaucratic system fantasy world and became a boring alchemist. I got up to the point where they talked to a therapist about their backstory.
Cringe.
That was
Excessively-
your first mistake was reading the whole thing to begin with.
Their backstory was that they were the only son of the top 5 religious Jewish preacher in Israel.
Oy vey.
They studied hard,
Oi.
went to university, and became trans.
This is not listed in the Torah.
Their father disowned them, and they fled to America, where they worked a dead-end chemistry job as a technician at university for over 20 years, while they supported transitioners from Y2K onwards by sleeping with them.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we call being a predator.
That is. There's a lot to
Oh.
unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack there, and I feel the author is self-reporting a bit too much.
A lot.
I do not associate with this person.
Author, we
In any way, with my
appreciate
faith.
the information that you've provided to the committee. We've made a decision.
Thy punishment is death. Now get in the chamber.
The
Face the
Wizarding
wall.
Committee, the Wizarding Committee has decided that the particular spell, testicular torsion, has been granted for your execution.
Oh no.
If you do not have testicles, they will be provided.
They will be magically
They will be
provided.
provided.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh.
god. The Grand Wizard community has decided to ban all future use of summon greater ketamine ape. Have you not seen this?
You know what? They
No.
didn't ban the ketamine dog.
Unfortunately, the Grand Wizard community, after numerous copyright protests from the company, has also, going forward, decided to ban all use of Greater Mountain Dew Blast.
But that's the best part.
Someone's ketamine ape. Unending
I
penis barrage.
I cast summon greater ketamine.
Transmute Idaho.
You know what? You know what? I've got something better. Summon Cocaine Bear.
Oh no.
Indeed.
What have you done?
Or try and find the larger post about that, about banning Baja Blast.
On it.
Jamie, bring up that post about Baja Blast.
Some of the Tumblr shit's actually pretty funny. Some of it. When ketamine, yeah, greater ketamine ape, yeah. Overlord 11, that stay, rewrite V2. Story taken from X-Boy 40. However, instead of his OC, I'm using a different author's OC. Instead of Momonga being only one to insert World Nazarick, he is accompanied by 10 companions who are all OCs who will help him spread the name of Ein's old gown.
Sasuga and Sama.
Indeed. Honestly, I just like... It's really hard to write an Overlord story that isn't just following the starter plot. Because it's like...
And an Overlord story that's not cringe.
Yeah, effectively. Because it's like... Ainz is cringe. And pretty much the entire plot only happens because he's a Japanese wallflower.
Yes.
Greater Baja Blast is still banned, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to invent Supreme Baja Blast. It's gonna make Greater Baja Blast look like a fucking cantrip. That's how much I don't give a shit about what the council says. Info. The wizard police are now after me.
I'm going to make expanded Fireball look like a fucking joke. Local wizard.
See, that's what I did.
I know that's what you did. That's what you always do.
Atin remembers that day where I could maximize and then hasten delayed Fireball so I could hit a 120-foot area for like 30 d6 damage.
Everything in it died.
And the fucking DM looks at me and he's like, yeah, no. My specially crafted anti-mage archer shoots you.
That seems a little specifically crafted.
It was, because it was.
He said, what? My shit cut out.
The DM looked at me and said that his specifically crafted anti-mage archer reaction shot guaranteed crit me and killed me in one hit.
No, that's some bullshit.
See, that's the DM casting a spell called Greater Player.
Yeah, he wasn't going to do anything too much to me until he realized that the entire ship would be hit by the fireball. And he was like, well, I can't have that. That would negate the plot. And I was like, well, that's tough shit. Yeah, Wizard Council 2021 banned spell list. Yeah, Warlock Union responds with, you can totally cast these. Wizard Council unbanned spell list 2021. Eradicate Warlock.
Is the first one C8 posted, the one you were talking about? Because I can't find any others.
It's closer to that one. No, but there is another one out there that like expands upon the whole banned spell list.
Gotcha, I'll keep looking.
Ketamine Ape and Jesus are duking it out. But yeah, it's hard to write an Overlord story because trying to introduce your own OC, the sort of person that would sit there for the closing of a server is the sort of person that would obsessively play the game. And that sort of person would be in a similar situation as Momonga, in where they got a fucking base, they got all these tricked out NPCs, they got a shit ton of resources. And now you have to, like, balance, like, were they a solo player or were they not a solo player? Because if they weren't a solo player, then they probably also were surrounded by a bunch of other obnoxious people who played 24/7 or as close to it as possible. And if that's true, then because they're a lot like Momonga's group, then maybe they have a world item of their own. And now you have to come up with a world item. And then it's going to be broken as shit, but somehow you have to figure out how it doesn't fuck up the narrative, which is basically impossible to do. And so and you could try to go like the solo route, but now you're introducing probably a bunch of NPCs in this house filled with resources, and your character is also OP, and it's like it's this generic fantasy world, and it's kind of just like, well, why the fuck am I even reading this guy's story of Overlord then, if it's not going to be using the main cast? But you can't. You can either use the main cast of Overlord, or you have to use a completely separate cast. You can't have someone be like, "Oh yeah, I was part of Overlord the whole, Einzone Gown the whole time," because that fucks up with the entire plot of the story anyway. If there's someone in the guild that stays with him that isn't a close friend of his, he will just revert to being a guild master. Because he's a fucking wallflower, and he'll just be fucking super passive and basically foist as much as he can off on this other guild guy. By also, making it look like he's the one making the decisions, but at the same time, it's just kind of like... And it's also boring as shit. So it's basically impossible to write an interesting Overlord story that also doesn't burn out quickly because it writes itself into a corner.
I mean, with Overlord, you're basically just rewriting the fucking plot as it stands anyway.
Yeah. Granite counterspell, summon hive of cigarettes, torrent of meth, summon whole elemental. Conjure Glock gnomes. Francophies, reverse.
Due to an excess of shotguns, because people keep forgetting where they place them, we have banned the spell Conjure Shotgun.
This is a very sad spell list for a couple of reasons. Not the least of which, it was the Glock Gnomes who were finally capable of getting Queen Elizabeth. Also, I'm surprised to see Torrent of Meth on the banned list, given the recent campaigning by Walter White and Jesse the Pink to have that spell protected. Summon hive of cigarettes. When the hive explodes, a swarm of wasps is released. Under the influence of the haste spell. Wizard Council banned potion ingredients of 2022. The milk of social media. The Sigma grind set. Weed 2. Oh, fucking good. Taylor reincarnation with Ainz was good. Taylor's reincarnation with Ainz. Which one was that? Taylor's reincarnation with Ainz.
Ew.
Taylor reincarnates as the spider chick, I think is the one.
Oh, and Toma?
Yes, I believe that's the one. I remember that being a thing.
Yeah, that one died as, like, super fucking fast, though, didn't it?
I don't remember what happened to it beyond, like, there was a scene where I think Ainz confronts her about this, and then I kind of just stopped reading after that point. I don't know if it died at that point or not.
She's an anthropomorphic bee queen. Okay, so we're actually thinking of a completely different story. You'll have to link that one because, is it any good? I mean, if it's any good, link it. If it's not any good, then don't fucking bother. I'm not gonna read it. I do remember the self-insert, or if it's not a self-insert, then at least an insert as Entomafic, where
That was I believe a Taylor fic, a worm fic.
oh, that was
For shivering. I believe it was. Let me
Okay.
try and dig it up.
$20 years. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Last edited September 14th, 2021. Looks like it's definitely Hyper McFucking Dead. That's unfortunate. Thread locked due to repeated necromancy. Yeah.
I can't believe there were that many necromancers.
Also, that's where I recognize Full Paragon's name from. He's a fucking creative form moderator of space battles. That explains it a lot.
This is it. I can only find a space battle. I thought it was on Fanfiction, but I might be wrong.
Yes, that is it. That's it. Yep, that's it. And she becomes, yep.
Huh. I made it to chapter 12 before I left, and it only made 3 chapters later.
Yeah, let's see, where did I get to? Making me made means madness master. I got to chapter 15, so yeah. So yeah, it's unfortunate. That's hyper fucking dead. This one's hyper fucking dead as well, but you know, whatever. 20 years after Golden Morning, Taylor Hebert has adapted to her new life, and she's no longer a parahuman. She has a job, friends, and hobbies. Her fate is not done with the retired warlord. A new world finds her yet again, and she does not enter it alone. Together with a friend, she wields powers that rivals the gods themselves as she once more explores this new world. She will face trials and tribulations as she must reckon with the aftershocks of her past actions, all while she slowly drifts farther and farther from the companionship of her friend. The new world should be beware, for the Empress has arrived. This is a crossover of Worm and Overlord. It features Taylor in the guise of her avatar, Skittering Weaver. Well, Taylor was never great with names, so I believe that. Along with her guild leader, Momonga. It'll be told from the perspective, but also swap occasionally around. Okay. I mean, that sounds like you're setting yourself up not for failure, so, I mean, good job on that at least. But I can sort of understand how this story would burn out.
You can sort of understand, huh?
Yeah. Arabella's penis explosion survives another year.
I keep telling everyone we need to ban the next Wizard Council.
You guys doing Greater Baja Blast again? The Wizard Council will be hearing about this. You'll never take me alive.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Here's the question. Do you need to see the object to cast the spell?
Of course not.
Depends on the spell.
Well, I mean, are you casting it in an AoE or are you casting it on a person?
What, penis explosion?
Yes.
Well, see, the incantation is tickle my balls, slap my ass, your dick be gone, penis blast. So I would assume you don't actually need to see their dick.
I'm going to need an Arcana check from you on that one.
I think you would just need to see your target, that being the person, and their dick just exposed because you targeted them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still feel like that requires a spell attack at least.
No. There's no resistance to it, unfortunately. That's why it's one of the banned spells. Or it was. Thankfully, a simple mage armor will, in fact, prevent it from hitting you.
Imagine not having mage armor. This post made by the Wizards Guild.
Indeed. By the Shadow Wizard Gang. Yeah,
Just
no,
go,
that one's
go,
less
go
funny.
to complain to the Wizards Guild about them casting it, and they're just like, "That's not us. That's a Shadow Wizard Guild. We can't actually do anything about that. They have."
Here's
they
your
pathetic
Arcana
reviews."
check.
Yeah,
knows.
17.
All right,
You know, I got
okay.
like a +7 to this
Yeah,
already.
fucking
Yeah,
17.
I'm sorry. That's 24. You know what? I think I got that Arcana check, mate.
Yeah,
What
you
the
got
fuck
the
did I come back to?
Tickle my
Sneaky rolled
balls
an
and
Arcana
slap my
check in order
ass.
to
Your dick
cast a
is
spell
gone.
without
Penis
seeing the target.
blast.
What?
It's been a very eventful couple minutes.
I try to make it only the best ways to come back into this podcast. Anyone that turns to it will just be immediately confused. And I'm really glad that there is a concrete wall between me and my neighbors. Because sound doesn't carry over.
Lucky bastard.
Mostly. Sound mostly doesn't carry over.
Yeah, I think your neighbors would have a few things to say.
Well-
Sneaky builds a concrete wall between him and the outside world so he can scream at his friends louder.
See, actually, when I lived in Florida, I lived in one of the hurricane-proof homes that was built using a cinder block as guidelines.
Oh,
Ah,
nice.
so an actual house.
And so, like, the walls were really fucking thick. And I one time, I was like, how loud can I actually be? And so I turned my TV to max volume, turned on some fucking Doom music, and then went outside, and I was like, I can barely hear that. I could be screaming racial slurs at the top of my voice, and not a single neighbor would ever hear me.
You could be dying.
And not a single neighbor would ever hear me.
A home invader could be dying.
You know, it's, pros and cons. Yeah, but see, I like my version better.
Sneaky could be having incredibly wild and loud sex, and no one would ever know.
Exactly. Because it wouldn't happen.
Coincidentally, it lines up with the amount of sex he actually has.
I like to keep it that way. I will be a grand sage, just you watch.
Okay, whatever you say, orc boy.
Oi.
Orcs can be sages too.
Yeah.
That was
Don't be racist, Atin.
no. I
You're
was
saying
saying,
black
like,
people
I
can't be
read that.
sages?
I read that particular light novel, the one about the orc who's trying super desperately to get a wife so that he doesn't become a sage.
Oh, I remember
Oh, that
one.
one.
I haven't read
That's.
it yet.
I stopped after 2 because I'm like, this is just deeply uncomfortable.
The target takes 46 psychic damage, must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature's alignment becomes chaotic. If they're already chaotic, there are other alignment shifts to the right. Good becomes neutral, neutral becomes evil, evil becomes good. Oh, well, I guess I'm chaotic good now.
Oh no.
If you're chaotic good, I struggle to wonder what's possibly chaotic evil.
Well, no. The entire point is that right now he is chaotic evil.
That's the point.
Yes, that's the
Eyes
point.
glow.
You once again forgot. Another Kill the Kill My Hero Academia story, also creatively called Kill the Hero Kill.
Bruh.
Fucking hate fanfic authors.
Just use kill the hero. That's so much simpler.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But, fuck being intelligent or creative. Let's just write a 60k word story with a mass harem where Izuku fucks Rukio, Satsuki, Bragio, MILFs plus Ultra,
Why?
harem, sex scenes,
Why do
Izuku
people
fucks
like
his
Ragyo?
class.
Why do you people like Ragyo? She is actually the worst.
Because people are retarded.
Who? From where?
The evil mom from Kill la Kill.
The winner of
Rain-
worst mother,
Rugio?
the winner of worst mother award, 10 years in a row.
More like
I
17,
mean,
but
she's
yeah.
hot, but
No,
what?
she's not.
No, she isn't.
Kill Kill did not come out 17 years ago.
her coloration is shit. Don't get me wrong, but the general shape of it is all right.
Sign, any woman could be just
Uh,
vaguely attractive, and you'll be like, yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, Sign's
Yes.
like, oh man, she's got a pose.
I'm pretty sure Sign is the walking personification of any hole's a goal.
That's it.
That
I'm
is quite
summoning the
literally
nuclear
what you can
apocalypse
describe
bonk
him.
hammer. Into the fucking horny jail with you.
Note that Sign is not protesting.
Indeed.
No,
Yeah.
no, I can't protest.
He
If
knows
it's got a
what he wants.
pulse,
You have to qualify that?
no. No, not really.
Not
'Cause,
for
I
you.
mean,
How the fuck did
Liz
you
doesn't
find a
have to
post that
post.
exactly showed the exact roll he rolled? How?
Full copy of Rise of Legends, unzip and play, no installation needed. God damn it, Seth. I forgot
was
I
just
could
like,
just
I
commit
can't-
crimes on this platform.
Well, he didn't want to post it in the video description, and it was just like, oh wait, this site is unmoderated. Here you go, guys.
And, you know, I appreciate the olden days games that can just do shit like that. Yeah. All you needed is an EXE and a dream.
Just make sure the EXE is smaller than you expected, and also not as big.
Oh god. Why? Why? Why?
What happened this time?
Wolfguard of the Three Princesses Half Demon. An Inuyasha UQ holder crossover.
you said some words, but what?
Yeah. I don't like it. High School DXDXS. A high school Dragon Ball Z crossover. Issei is a pervert, and Son Goku is a martial artist. These boys will forever be changed by meeting Rias Grimori. See the adventures these two boys as they come across beings of hell, heaven, and space. A fusion world of DBZ and DXD.
Okay, look, motherfucker. I don't think Arthur realizes this, but end of Dragon Ball Goku could wipe the floor with 90% of the cast of DXD without even breaking a sweat.
Yeah. It gets better. 33
gets better.
chapters updated over the course of the past 8 years. 4 chapters a year. Each chapter, however, is 6,000 words. So you get drip fed 1/3 of a story every year, I guess. Yeah.
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, I don't. That's just brutal, man. That's not how you. My Little Pony and a How Not to Summon Demon Lord crossover called How Not to Summon Dragon Lord. Spike was Normal Boy playing his favorite normal video game and wishes he could have a life like his fantasy game. It then came true in an unexpected way, and he was forced to become Emerald Dragon Lord of My Little Pony. Spike times massive harem, lots of sex scenes, anthro ponies, and other creatures.
You know, I was about
No.
to say this could be really funny if you take someone like, right, make Twilight Sparkle into an ultra neat, in the same way that Diablo is.
Maybe.
Right? I can absolutely see her being like, why should they be happy?
Yeah. Gate, and thus the Dominion fought there. Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
Oh no!
After
Oh,
2
no.
years of peace and prosperity, a mysterious gate opens up on Core Hall in the capital city of Augustagrad. Oh,
Oh,
no!
Oh no!
From it, invaders emerge straight out of medieval times as they bear threats of slavery and death to the Terran world they step foot on. But soon they find out they had picked a fight with the wrong people. Yeah, no
They
shit.
found out. Shit, dude. Manx would be like, oh my god, I finally have a use for the 700 Goliaths I've been keeping mothballed.
No, this is the Dominion, not the, Oh, no, wait, no, it was the Confederacy and then the Dominion, right?
Yeah. Like I said,
Manx, yeah.
Manx would just be like, you mean I have a use for the 700 mothballed vultures?
You mean I have a war I can get my people excited for?
We're gonna fight things that don't eat our flesh or massively outclass.
Hey kid, do you want to shoot a dragon? Yes?
You want to
Yes?
shoot a dragon?
Hey kid, do you want to teach a dragon what 50 BMG means? Yes.
Yes.
I would like to request context, whatever the hell I just walked back to concerning dragons and PPGs.
Read them the top.
StarCraft 8 crossover.
Gate and thus the Dominion fought there. Now, Max doesn't get it as much as us because he didn't play as much StarCraft as, Atin and I.
At which I played 5 minutes at a cousin's house when I was much, much, much younger.
Yeah.
Here's what you need to know, Max. The villain of StarCraft is in charge of this place.
The villain of StarCraft, who has a defense budget that makes America look like a joke, is just got invaded by Gate. So it ends poorly for
Very poorly.
Gate. So
Yeah.
let's see. We got
Yeah,
39 chapters updated
see
over the
that.
course of the past 7 years.
Uh-huh.
That's not great. It's about 6 chapters a year. Let's see, nearly 200,000 words. That's about 5K words per chapter. Alright, so another 30K words per year story, which is not great. Especially when you're doing a Gate StarCraft Fusion world. Wait, this is post StarCraft 2. Okay.
Is that better or worse?
Well, to put this into perspective, at the end of StarCraft 2, Kerrigan became a god-killing god.
Yeah, wait a minute. How the heck? Oh, it's not Arcturus. It's Valerian then.
Yeah.
Which actually, you know what? That's going to be pretty good for the people of Gate.
Yeah.
Arcturus is actually not a bad person. He's
You mean Valerian?
Valerian. Valerian is actually not a bad person. Valerian is if you're going to have a dictator, Valerian is the dictator that you want.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. If the gods think they can invade StarCraft, ooh,
Y'all got another fucking thing coming up.
yeah.
What's her name?
Oh, on a
The
scale
small.
of 1 to we fucked up, how bad of an idea is it?
Okay, so there was effectively the equivalent of the Abrahamic god. Kerrigan killed him.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so not quite we fucked up, but definitely we should rethink this.
Yeah, around that mark, yeah.
Okay.
It's to use the actual game quote, Sarah Kerrigan became Queen Bitch of the Universe.
Yeah.
Sarah
what do you
Kerrigan is
mean?
not what you would call a.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to back up. What do you mean in-game quote?
Oh yeah, so Sarah Kerrigan, when she takes over the galaxy the first time as the Queen of Blades, ends the game by going, "I'm Queen Bitch of the Universe."
But she wasn't, not really. But in this one, she obtains actual godlike power. At the end of 2, she
Okay.
obtains actual godlike power.
You know what? I respect the moxie it takes to declare oneself queen bitch of anything. Much
Kerrigan
like-
has a whole mess of moxie.
On a scale of Star Wars to 40K, how bad does it get? Okay, so StarCraft effectively operates on fleet sizes like Star Wars. Power
But with
scaling
ships the size of StarCraft.
of Warhammer,
Warhammer.
yeah, ships the size of Warhammer, and they also use basically all of their guardsmen also have power armor somewhere in the realm of the same as Space Marines from Warhammer. The basic rifles they fire are like 30mm rifles that fire depleted uranium using magnetic railing. So,
By the way,
all of their metal is made out of neo-titanium steel, which is a regenerative alloy.
Oh, and let's not forget just the piece de resistance. All of them are ex-convicts.
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
all the Marines are originally ex-convicts, yeah.
Who have been adjusted.
Yeah.
To serve the needs of the populace.
And all of the ghosts are basically psychers without any of the danger of being a psycher.
No. If they're not careful, they can still blow up their own brains.
Well, yes,
can't
but
summon
that's not
demons.
because of a demon.
Yes. Right? It's important to note, they can still blow up their own brain, but it's not because of demons. Doing so will not summon demons. It will not accidentally cause horrifying, terrible things.
Oh, and just to give
Yes,
an
it does.
idea of how powerful Sarah Kerrigan was as a psyker before she got turned into Queen Bitch of the Universe and before she became Queen God Bitch of the Universe, Kerrigan as a normal basic, no, I say basic, but normal unamplified human, when she had a psychic scream, the entire planet could feel it. In fact, her psychic scream, when amplified, was so powerful it was felt from over 150 light years away.
Now, granted, that was by her sort of boyfriend, but...
No, I'm the Overmind.
Oh, yeah, and the Overmind.
Yeah. So, she was really fucking powerful before the Zerg got their hands on her and made her better in every way.
And then she was absolutely, apart from the race of totally not psychic Eldar, unquestionably the strongest psychic thing in the universe.
She was stronger
And-
than the Eldar.
No, some of the strongest Eldar were stronger than her.
No, but remember she tricked the fucking Dark Templar using illusions by overriding their mental hive mind.
Oh yeah, she did trick the Dark Templars. The only one she couldn't trick was Tassadar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tassadar and Zeratul.
No, she tricks Zeratul.
Did she?
Yeah, no, that's how he killed his mentor.
Okay, but that wasn't full power Zeratul.
No. That was like apprentice Zeratul.
Yeah, no. The absolute toppest tier of the not space elves were better than her, but not by a lot. And let's be clear,
not so much better
was-
than her. It was just they were able to not get flattened by her.
And let's be clear, this was before she became God.
And they have training, and she doesn't. She's relying on pure instinct.
Instinct and hate.
Yeah.
A
So.
lot of that second one.
Yeah, and her mental acuity was strong enough, her psyker powers are strong enough that she could control the Zerg swarm across the entire galaxy with just her mind.
So they kind of fucked up when they brought her in.
And then they made her a god. She's really strong. Post StarCraft 2, she's really strong.
Noted. Don't piss off the queen bitch of the universe.
Yeah. So honestly, the narrative gets a little bit lore dumpy, which is understandable because you got to basically summarize StarCraft 2's entire 6 years of plot, which I feel like if you're doing a post StarCraft 2 story, you should just assume everyone who's reading it knows. Because that's a lot of lore dump. that's a lot of explaining you have to do.
Link them the wiki and tell them to have fun.
Effectively.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 40 hours.
So anyway, a bunch of medieval humans came through the gate, started attacking people. The invading force spread out, causing all sorts of damage. Civilians were caught and killed. Yeah, honestly, they were lucky they did this in Augustagrad, where like people were actually unarmed. If this was literally any other city in the Terran Dominion, they probably would have just gotten fucking unloaded upon.
Welcome
I
to
mean-
the Terran Dominion.
Even in
Like,
Augustagrad.
No, like Augustagrad was pretty much the only city in lore that's ever been described as like unarmed populace.
Peaceful inhabitants. Asterisk.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
in the original gate, the only reason they did so well in the first invasion was because it was Japan. If it had been America, they would have got their shit pushed in inside of 5 minutes and been back on the other side of the gate wondering what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Well,
These people on the other side have thunder sticks. Why are they all wizards?
Now, to be fair, I don't really understand how buildings are being set on fire. Because this is
your average office building will burn pretty good. Like, you
Yeah,
just have
but
to
they have
light it on fire
fires.
from the inside.
Yeah, but they have fire suppression systems.
Well, look, all you gotta do is put a 747 through it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, funny. I don't know. I'm gonna take some gumption on that. Shocked and appalled. Attention. This is a red alert. Blah blah blah. Seeing it now. I don't know who they are or what they're doing. I'll take care of things. Lock the place down. Blah blah blah. Soldiers start showing up. Blah blah blah. Everyone gets deployed. Blah blah blah. Alright, so the author for some reason isn't capitalizing the names of some of this stuff. But I mean, that's fine. You don't have to, but if you're gonna capitalize some of them, you should be capitalizing all of them. They couldn't fathom this was actually for real. Who the heck were these people? What were they thinking? Why were they using thin-plated armor and riding horses? Unless you're insane or the Protoss, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Fair.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, it's not a knife. It's a psychic mind knife, which does change the equation a little bit.
That cuts through molecules, and you know, also they do have shields, so they can take a couple bullets. A reminder again, the take a couple bullets is once more the 30mm depleted uranium rounds being fired out of a coil gun. So...
Just a couple bullets.
Just a couple bullets.
I mean, to be fair... well, I'm trying to think. What's the, Sneaky, what's the damage? Because the damage is, what, 5 to 7 for the uranium rounds?
Only on
the
an upgrade.
Marines? And then your average Protoss infantryman has...
30
is it 25
points?
or 50 points of shields?
Wait, no, I think it starts either at 25 or 30. And then
I think it starts as 25 and can go up to 40.
You get +5 for every shield upgrade. There's 3 shield upgrades.
That's right.
So yeah, I think it is 40.
Yeah. And the fully upgraded gun, which we have no reason to assume they aren't going to be using the fully upgraded weapons,
Yeah, there's no reason,
is
yeah. And fully
10 to
upgraded shield.
15.
Yeah, I think it's either 10 to 15 or 10 to 12.
Yeah. Right. So those shields will eat on average
4
bullets from a magnetically accelerated 30mm gun. If they showed up on Earth, we would be fucked.
No, we just need more gun.
Yeah, we do need more gun, except for the part where they can also accelerate, was it 30 feet in the span of 0.5 seconds?
Yeah.
Need a lot of chasers. Chasers go Bert.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to the Gal 8.
Yeah. That's just their frontline infantry, though.
That doesn't start getting into their actual, like,
Immortals.
you know, weapon systems.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sign. That's their infantry, right? Their grunt.
And then you get to Thorn. That's where things get fun.
Then you get to then we get to my personal favorite, the Colossus.
Yeah.
Sign, I want you to imagine if War of the Worlds was actually effective.
Oh.
Yeah. Except now they actually have giant laser beams that
Giant
rake,
beamy death rays.
that rake across the entire battlefield.
I like them.
Yeah, the Protoss are fun.
I want you to imagine a ship where one pilot autonomously controls up to 15 or 20 with upgrade
20.
Sneaky. 20, yeah, up to 20 drones roughly the size of an F-16.
Now, admittedly, this is all downscaled to the game, so you can estimate about, I would say roughly a ×5 on all units in terms of numbers.
Oh.
Comparing the Zerg cinematic to how the Zerg are numbered in the game. Have you ever seen the Zerg cinematic before, Sign?
I have. It was
Okay.
a while back, though.
Yeah. It's like literally like they invade in the thousands as their first wave of their scouts. So when he says like 20 F-16s, think more of like an entire strike group's worth of planes, all at the same time, being manned autonomously.
For Max, I want you to imagine that someone made a ship and they're controlling entire fleets of gun bits.
Yeah. Fucking Protoss. And then the Americans, I mean, Terrans over here are just like, yes, but what if very big gun? But what if
what if Yamato cannon?
But what if we mounted a 430mm cannon to the back of a giant walking mecha? What if we mounted 4 of them? What if their normal attack was a 230mm cannon?
What? What? Now, hear me out. What if we built a spaceship where it didn't have a spinal mounted cannon? The entire spine was the cannon.
Oh,
Yeah.
the ship was just built around the gun.
Yes.
And then we
Oh.
strapped a bunch of regular guns on it just to be sure that it could defend itself while the spine cannon charges.
Yeah, and by the way, the nuclear reactor, if it has a critical meltdown, its explosion radius is large enough to annihilate New York City. So it's a very, very big nuclear reactor.
Big boom.
Yeah. It's big. Yamato cannon's hilarious. I love the Protoss when they first fucking find out about it. They're just
Listen.
like, what the fuck?
Listen, the Yamato cannon is the second greatest thing to come out of StarCraft. It's the third greatest. The first is, of course, regular human Kerrigan, and the second is James Raynor, Space Sheriff.
Yes.
I
Anyway,
know I've seen corrupted Kerrigan. That's pretty hot.
No.
Yes, but regular Kerrigan is even better because she's not gonna try to murder you.
yes.
Disagreement.
I don't know, man.
Kerrigan would still also murder you.
Why
so.
do they have the fucking god form of Sarah Kerrigan? Also, we can all completely admit we have to pass the crown of absolute Sigma grind set onto James Raynor, who met a psychic, was like, I'm not even gonna bother trying to hide my thoughts. I'm gonna imagine me having sex with her. She gets pissed at him, and things happen. About a month down the line, she's fucking him for real.
Be the
Nice.
change you want to see.
I mean, to be fair, it helped that James Raynor, when he walks into the room, everybody in the room goes, "Oh no, he's hot."
Let's see if we can get a good picture of Sarah Kerrigan. That isn't her corrupted form.
Just type Ghost Kerrigan.
Oh yeah, here we go. Man, this was back in fucking 2000, man. Oh, remastered, okay. Oh, I was about to say, that's a really fucking good cinematic for fucking 2000. Let's see if we can get a better one. Oh, yeah, that's one a little bit better.
Hot redhead, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah Kerrigan. Did you know her last name's actually Louise?
Her middle name.
No, her last name.
By the way,
Kerrigan Louise.
Yeah.
By the way, I still remain eternally disappointed that the Ghost game got canceled.
Yeah.
I genuinely would have liked to know more about Nova.
I mean, you can always pay $7 to play Nova's campaign.
Shut up. Her campaign is not good.
No, it's not.
Luckily, I didn't pay for it. I watched someone play it.
I did.
That sucks for you.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So unfortunately it gets cringy. Doing warping dimensional bridges, Protoss gateway. Alright, fine. Yeah, it's just Alright. Well, gentlemen, it's 9:45, so I'll say goodnight to everyone here and come back on Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because there's always more and always gets worse.